Hello. We are going to talk about Insightly. Today is Thursday, April 18th. It is 10 o'clock, and our topic today is going to be on projects. And so many of you at this point, I believe, are comfortable with adding contacts, making sure that organizations are updated, and then starting opportunities. The opportunity stage, we've got a short pipeline that basically says, hey, have you contacted the customer? Did you do a site visit? What information in that site visit have you gathered? Is there an estimate? And basically what you're doing is you're starting to build a file folder for that customer. And so documentation along the way, you can drop right into there through an email, which is related with that project specifically. And this is very similar to what a project does. It just basically takes you to the next step. So your opportunity stage goes from site visit to, you work on your estimate, any communication or negotiation you have back and forth with your customer. And then once you're at the stage where they're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we want to schedule this, we're going to send over a purchase order, then we start talking about projects. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. I believe you can see that. Okay, so I brought up my Insightly. On the left-hand side, we have our sidebar, and that sidebar basically is going to navigate you through this system. So you've got your home. You can get with your contacts there. You can go to the top, remember, and in the top you can search whatever you want. As soon as you start to key in the information that you're looking for, it starts to populate and starts to give you suggestions. So right now I have Bushy Performance brought up, and if I just start, you can see I have Bushy Performance, a project, and then it gave me a Walmart polish. Actually, if I start to go in here, those might be those are my recents. So as I start to type in BUS here, it's generating, hey, these are the things that you could be asking about. So then I put in Bushy. It has tasks that were associated with that account. It has different projects that were associated with the account, and events as well. So I clicked on a project, which brought me to this page, and you can see that this one, the pipeline has been completely checked off. So this project was closed, but just to show you, this is going to have a pipeline very similar to what you would have in your opportunities. It's just expanded because from here we're going purchase order to drop off whips to site, kicking off the job, all the way through to the end of that project. Getting back to the sidebar, you'll see we have your home, which is your dashboard, tasks, contacts, organizations, leads, opportunities, and then the hammer is our projects, emails, calendar, dashboard, and advanced reporting. All right, so I'm going to bring this over. And we're going to look at this document here real quick. Okay. So over the course of the next several weeks, if you remember, these are going to be just short snippets on on how to utilize this program. Hopefully these are beneficial to you. I think as we try and get everybody up to speed, basics is really where we need to be. We've talked quite a bit at this point about leads and opportunities, and so this is just the next stage of that, and functions just like an opportunity functions. So pretty much every week we're going to have a half-hour session on some kind of topic within Insightly. I'll be doing these recordings, and unless you can either jump onto Zoom or you can meet in the shop and we'll work in the conference room together. If you have something specific that you'd like to bring up or some obstacles that you're kind of working through, feel free to schedule a time with me or Ryan or Billy or whatnot. Just kind of work those resources and we'll be able to get you squared away. I will continue to compile this PowerPoint and these videos, and I'll make sure that I get those. Those are handy for you. So I'd like to know more. This is our screen here. If you are a go-getter and you want to be able to look into information about Insightly and just kind of figure this thing out on your own, or look for something specific, and then what you can do is you can just Google Insightly or Insightly tutorials, or you can YouTube Insightly. There is a lot of information out there on the program. It's broken down in very easy, digestible ways to be able to retrieve the information that you're looking for. On this slide, I said utilize the information on the videos or YouTube for a quick reference. Type in Insightly and whatever your topic is, or go to their main site and search for tutorials. You'll find a description of projects by clicking here. So I put a link in there, which will basically talks about projects all the way through and kind of how they came up with that and what the functionality is. The other thing is I added a hyperlink here. If you click on this Insightly Help Center, that will bring you to their tutorial page. And here's just kind of a list of example topics that they have. Let's kind of look through some of these. How to work with opportunities, how to use projects, importing data, which is something that's going to be very, very beneficial and necessary within this program. How do you get your Evernote dropped in? How do you make sure that emails are linked to this? You can even tag phone calls and things like that. What we want to do, and the reason that we moved to Insightly, is because not only will it manage our customer base and being able to get back with people and make sure that we're not missing opportunities. We call somebody or we go and do a site visit, and then it's just not the right timing. And so we do all the work to get in, and then our day-to-day is so busy that at some point we've got some facilities where we haven't talked with them in 6-8 months, maybe even longer. And what we don't want is those to just kind of fall by the wayside and have somebody else in there doing their floors. So this is going to help us with reminders. It's going to help us be able to see what we're doing individually. Dennis can look at what you're doing, and all of the project managers, he'll issue his leads through there, but he can see your calendar. It's just going to make it a little bit easier for us to track what's going on at any moment. The other part about this is that it is going to capture all of our files. So if I'm building a folder for a project without Insightly, I have my email that I have documents in. I've got Evernote that I have documents in. On my computer, just the hard drive, I've got documents in there. QuickBooks has the documents, and so there's lots of different areas where I may have things. I might even have text messages from the customer, or pictures on my phone, or all sorts of things like that. What we want to do is if I got sick and was unable to complete that project, and I needed somebody to step in for me, what I want to be able to do is just kind of hand everything over to the person who's going to pick up the ball and run with it. It's time consuming and can be very difficult to do that when there's 5 or 6 programs that we're working in. And trying to piece all that together and hand this folder over to somebody with all the correct information without missing something. If instead we're using Insightly, and through all of those programs, we're constantly kind of just dropping it into into the Insightly file, it's all collected, and it doesn't matter if we're still going to use Evernote, we're still going to use QuickBooks or Service Fusion or whatever those things are. Those programs are still here, but it all funnels into this Insightly program, and so underneath that project or that customer, there's this file that's continuing to be built, which is very organized, easy to access, and if I need to hand that over to somebody, all I have to do is simply say, hey, look up this customer and this project in the system, and boom, they'll have all the information that they need. So that is the other huge benefit that we are getting through Insightly. So again, that's how you can get some more information if you're interested in looking on your own. As we move ahead, projects are denoted by that little hammer. And so anytime, so on the sidebar, if you click on that hammer, it's going to bring you into, you can either go to My Projects or you can go to All Projects or Recent Projects and see kind of those things that you're working on. A project starts as soon as you receive a purchase order. So if you recall, your opportunity is from site visit all the way through estimate and negotiation. And then as soon as the customer says, hey, I'm ready to go ahead and start this, let's put it on the schedule. Here's your purchase order. What you're going to do is you're going to convert that opportunity into a project. It's very simple to do. And the nice thing is it drags all the information you had in the opportunity folder, funnels right over into your project. So there's no real extra work. All you're going to do is hit convert to project. So in your top right of the screen, you're going to see an actions button. If you drop that down, you'll see all sorts of different things for your opportunity. So you can edit the opportunity, change images, merge documents, print it, all that kind of stuff. But at the very bottom, you'll see it says convert to project. That's what we want to hit as soon as we receive that purchase order. Then you will have a project built, and just as there is a pipeline within the opportunity, there's a new pipeline for projects. And the pipeline for projects is going to take you all the way from, I have my purchase order, I need to do, now my next steps are get it scheduled, drop off WIPs, make sure that my work order's done. All of those pieces will follow within that project, and it will, and each little segment of that pipeline will walk you through from start to finish with that particular project, even encompassing things like change orders. So if you have a change order in there, there's a segment that says, hey, what else was added to this, and what other documentation do we need? So the other big component, we talked about the actions button in the top right. Well, on your main page within this, you're going to see these 3 tabs: details, related, and activity. And under those 3 tabs, all of your information is in there. So details generally is going to be what's the email address that's associated with that project, and you'll find that right there, and any other like contact information. That's the basics of the project. Related is going to have documentation in it. Activity is going to have documentation in it. So over here, I've noted projects have a pipeline that'll walk you through it specifically through that project. The file has an email associated to the specific project. You can find under the Details tab. Blind copy that address to capture all of your communication. Estimate, work order, any email back and forth that you have with the customer. If you blind copy it, it's just going to continue to funnel that in, and it organizes it for you also by date that it was received. Once you blind copy it, as long as that thread continues when you're talking with the customer, it's all going to funnel right into this Details tab. Excuse me, it's going to funnel right into your Activity tab. So Details gives you that URL, that email address, and then your Activity tab is actually where it's all going to be captured. And then the Related tab is going to have all of your pictures through Evernote. You can click on the little elephant right there, and you can just drop in whatever your Evernote file is right into it, or Dropbox files or Google Documents. Really, you can get as in-depth with this as you want to. I would say probably for most of us, Evernote and email is going to be those are going to be the big items that are going to be in there, because your email should also cover estimates, work orders, and whatnot. So all of that documentation can be just in one place. So we're running close to our time here. These are going to be 30-minute sessions. I want to keep them short. I want to keep them quick. I want to give useful information. And but if topics that are coming up for you or ideas that you have, feel free to let me know about them, and I can make sure that down the road we talk about those in these meetings as well. So appreciate your time. Feel free to look back at this or give me a holler if you need any more information. Okay, thank you.